Hey, welcome back, gang. All right, I'm going to show you how to do batch processing in Photoshop. And this is really easy to do. And for those of you that don't know what batch processing is, let me go ahead and explain it. Pretend you have a folder of images on your hard drive. Let's say you have 10 images in that folder, and you want to apply an effect, let's say, or you want to apply an action to 10 of those images in that folder. You don't want to have to open up each image separately and apply the effect to each image one by one. You want to have Photoshop do all that work for you, and that is called batch processing, or you can just call it batching in Photoshop, either way. Let me go ahead and show you how this works. Let's go right up here to File and down here to Automate, and then select Batch. Okay, look at the very top of the batch options up here. You'll see Play. Okay, right where it says Play, we must select the action that we want to play, or the action that we want to apply to the images on your hard drive. Okay, so right here where it says Set is where we select the set that contains the action that we want to use for our batch. I want to come right over here and just click on this and select miscellaneous actions. And then I only have one action inside this action set, miscellaneous actions. So this is the only one it's going to show. I'm going to select black and white. And all this action will do is convert a number of different color photos to black and white for me. Okay, I want to come down here to Source. And Source is where we select, we need to select the source. And this is just like it could be the folder of images on your hard drive, okay? Or it also could be all the images currently open in the file browser, okay? I'm going to select Folder and then click on Choose and browse on my hard drive to the folder that contains the images that I want to change, or the images that I want to apply the action to. I'm going to select Batch Processing and click on Choose. There we go. Now we have some options right below right here. Let me go ahead and explain to you. If you have folders of images within a folder, then you can select Include All Subfolders, okay? So the batch will include just the subfolders as well, which is really handy if you have a lot of images and you have folders inside other folders and it's just crazy. Well, select Include Subfolders as well. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that because I do not have any subfolders. Now, right down here, I want to show you this. It says Suppress Color Profile Warnings. Well, this will turn off all the color profile warnings, okay? Because when we import images, digital photographs from digital cameras, and then we try to open up those photos in Photoshop, we get this profile warning asking us if we want to use the profile in the image, or do we want to use the current profile set in Photoshop, la-di-da-di-da. If you want to ignore that warning, go ahead and make sure that's checked. In my case, I'm going to make sure that's checked, okay? Come right down here to Destination, and we will select the destination, because if you don't have a destination, guess what? It's going to actually modify your original photos. And if you don't want that to happen, you must send the changed photos or the modified versions of the photos somewhere else on your hard drive, okay? Now, if you want to actually change the originals, then set this to none, okay? But if I were you the first time, I would probably set that to folder and then come down here and select Choose and browse on your hard drive to the folder where you want to send the changed images to. I'm going to select Batch and then go ahead and click Choose. And you can see I do have a batch, little batch folder on my desktop right here, as you can see in the background. This is where I want the images to go. So after this, folks, come right down here to File Naming. Now this is really cool because you can change the names of the files while you batch. Okay, you can do all this at the same time. I can come in here and just write down the names of my models. I can put Liberty and Morgan. Okay, check that out. But I can put Liberty and Morgan like BW, which that means Liberty and Morgan black and white, because I'm converting these images to black and white. So that would kind of give me more of a clue on what that image has, or what the image contains. And then right over here, we can select other, extend on the extensions onto the image if we like. If you wanted to actually number your images, and I'm sure you do, you can click right here and add I can't even talk today. You can add an additional extension to the image by clicking on this little button, and I can come up here if I wanted to number my images. I can come up here and select a digital serial number. Okay, if I wanted to add the date or today's date after each image, I can come down here and select date. Okay, but for this, I'm going to select a 2-digit serial number. Okay. That way it leaves a little space in front of the first digit. It'll say 01, Liberty and Morgan Black and White 02, Liberty and Morgan Black and White 03, and so on. I'm going to select digital serial number 2. That looks good right there. Now, come right down here if you want the compatibility to be a little better. Your images, the compatibility of your images to be very good with Windows. Make sure Windows is checked in Unix. Okay, if you got some Unix buddies, you're going to send the images to, you can go ahead and increase the compatibility by clicking these little buttons right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave those unchecked. And for errors, I'm going to have it stop for errors. Or I can send the errors to a file on your hard drive and then just select where I want that file to be. Okay, all right. If you've got this all set up, ready to go, folks, come right up here and click OK and watch Photoshop do its action. There it goes. You can see that. Look in the background here. Photoshop will open this image automatically for you, convert it to black and white, and then it'll save it, but it'll also prompt you so you can set the quality of how much JPEG compression that you want on this particular photo. Okay, so set the compression for this photo. I like it at 11. And if you want to, set all the photos the same, then go ahead and just leave it right there. Click OK. And then it'll open up another photo, convert it to black and white, and I can click OK. Another photo will open up, convert it to black and white, I'll click OK, and I can just keep doing this for every photo inside that folder. But let me show you another tip that is going to save you even more time. Let's say that you didn't want to have to click OK for the compression, for the JPEG compression level every single photo, because if you have 80 photos, that's going to take all day. Right? So let me show you this really cool tip. But before I show you that cool tip, let's go over here on my desktop and double click inside the batch folder. And look what we have here. Check this out. So I have all my changed images right here, and they were sent to the batch folder that I chose for my destination folder. Check this out. So I have Liberty and Morgan number 1, Liberty and Morgan number 2, and number 3. They're kind of like out of order, but you kind of get the idea. We got Liberty and Morgan number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on, because that is what we chose to name our images by. You see how easy this is? Okay, this is not that hard. I'm going to go ahead and close the Finder right now. Okay, let's go ahead and switch back to Photoshop, and I'm going to show you that really cool tip I was telling you about. I'm going to come right up here to File and open up an image to work with. I'm just going to come down here and select, this one looks pretty good right here. I'm going to go ahead and click OK to the profile. There we go. Next, I want you to come right up here to Window and select Actions to open up the Actions palette. Okay, this is where all the actions in Photoshop are stored. They're stored right here in the Actions palette. Okay? And we see two sets here, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and click on the little arrow next to Miscellaneous Actions because I know inside that set contains my black and white action, okay? And if you want to expand an action to see inside of it, go ahead and click on the little arrow and it'll expand and you can see the actions or, like the filters and all the kinds of things that are actually inside of that action and all what's happening when you apply that action, okay? You can see all that's happening for this particular action is that I'm using the desaturate command, okay? That's it. That's the only thing. Well, what we're going to do here, folks, is actually record ourselves saving the image, okay? And we're also going to record ourselves setting the JPEG compression, okay? We're going to record ourselves setting the level of the JPEG compression so we don't have to do it later when we're doing a batch process, okay? Because we want to actually save ourselves a lot of time. What you want to do is go to the action that you're going to be using for the batch processing. Click on the very last action inside that action. Could be like a filter, a new layer, whatever. Click on the very last one. Highlight it just like this. In my case, it's going to be desaturate because that's the only one that I have. Okay. Next, come right down here and click on the record button. Boom. Just like that. And now you're recording, okay? So be careful not to do anything because you're recording. All right, I'm just kidding. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and click back over on my image here. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna come right up here to File and down here to Save As, okay? And what I'm gonna do is just go to my desktop and then open up my batch folder. And I'm just gonna go ahead and save this image to my batch folder, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and set the format. This is very important, folks. Whatever format that you want this action to use, you must set that right now because we're recording. I'm going to select that on JPEG and then go ahead and click on Save, which save button's way down here. There we go. And then here are the JPEG options, okay? This is where you set the level of quality you want in your image. Set that right now, okay? And then go ahead and click OK. Boom, look at that. Now look right here. I'm going to go ahead and stop that action right now. After you do that, go ahead and stop it, just like that. Go over to the action and look. Click on the little arrow and that'll pull down. It'll tell you exactly what you did. You saved it as a JPEG, you set it at a 10 quality, you didn't use a matte, and it shows exactly where you saved it, okay? So check this out. All we're going to do now is just close this out. I'm going to minimize all my folders, and I'm going to close the action palette. I'm going to close this image, okay? I'm going to go inside the folder on my desktop here where I just saved that action, and I'm going to delete it, okay? Because all it was used for was just to record the steps. That's it. We don't really need it. I'm going to go ahead and move it to the trash can, okay? Or delete it or do whatever you want. Go back to Photoshop, come right up here to File, come all the way down here to Automate and select Batch. Now, if you see this, most of the settings that you set on the first batch are already there. Okay, suppress color profile warnings. My actions already set up, ready to go. My source and my destination folders are already set. So it will remember the last settings that you use for the previous batch that you did. Okay, that's really nice. So all I have to do, folks, is just come right up here to OK. That's it. Photoshop will open up the images, convert them to black and white, and close them. Open up the images, convert them to black and white, close them. We don't see any dialogue. No JPEG compression dialogue, no save as dialogue, nothing. No color profile warnings. Photoshop will do everything for us. We don't have to do a dang thing. All we have to do is just open up, go to the destination folder, wherever it is, open it up, and see all our images right here. Check that out. So that is how we can batch in Photoshop. It's that easy, folks. Okay? Just a few steps, and there you have it.